depending on where you are in the US, the 6 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours ahead or behind. Okay, look, mostly behind, yeah. Nigerian time. So everybody welcome everyone of us here today. But I guess I'll just hold on weekly to allow for more persons to connect to the read. So, when I think we can share the URL with everything directly on the group, so that we just tag every other person that is meant to join. So I think if you let me do that for you, then I can know all of them. Okay, so again, can you verify quickly? Is the audio better now? Is the audio better now? Can you verify? Is the audio clear now?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, it's clearer now. It's clearer now.
Okay. Okay, so let's just let me tag every other person on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you. I can see for last connected. Then of course we have Abiba house. So of course we appreciate everyone of us parents here today. Let me please verify who is Baritori Eni. Who is Baritori Eni? So we can just verify who that person is. Baritori Eni.
the scholar is part of the list I shared.
Okay, Baritori Eni. Can you please verify yourself? You involved because I need to know those in the hour that's speaking. So it's easy for me to like we call out our names. So I'll just use the first 5 minutes to just allow for more persons to connect. For those of us that we're speaking, of course, I'm already making us post. So you can forgive every other person you see. Every other person you see is the member of staff at ProconnectPAY School. So we just invited them and just to create that impression of an audience, like live person to do it. Okay, so who is Baritone Enu?
Ada, good evening. I'm
Okay,
back.
Bobby, are you the one?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, boss. Okay, well, that's very good. Okay, so we're going to jump right into, of course, why we're gathered here today. I'll just give a little background. So, guys, please just forgive my background. In public, I'm having a meeting now, so I just have to like explain it. I got the session quickly. So, this meeting is going to end in last time for the so, please know that I'm starting at 8 p.m. I go to the bathroom at 9 p.m. For everyone who I'll be speaking today, we have you tell you guys, Nigerian internet to fire and that's like okay. We're trying to understand clearly as candidates, what's your experience is like, studying in the US, studying in Canada, and what are the unique things you probably learned in the last few months. Let me give an example. Some weeks ago, one of our candidates, Gabriel, is currently at the University of Denver. I met with him last year, himself and the second guy in Denver. And there's something Gabriel told me that surprised me because I wasn't even aware that this opportunity existed. It's called CPT. CPT. CPT is a form of OPT, but just that OPT is gotten post graduation. But CPT, you get CPT as a student while you're studying. And of course, it means curriculum practical training. So, as a student, you can only work for 20 hours a week and earn minimum wage. But with CPT, you can work for up to 40 hours in a week and earn the same income that a professional ordinarily would earn working in that particular field. But of course, that job you get that allows you to work for 40 hours must be directly related to your course of study on campus. And that was something I never knew existed as an opportunity for students currently studying in the US as it were. So getting that kind of information and updates from Gabriel, it feels by us. We're like, wow, okay, this is like some form of knowledge I've not gotten before that he has shared with me. So the essence of today's meeting is in 3 to 5 minutes, everyone of us across our various campuses, you tell us your name, tell us the country you're connecting from, the school you're in, and of course the course you're currently studying. And of course, if you're a class of 2025 or class of 2026, you also see that of course in the intro. Then just share your insights on okay, let me look at the University of Nigeria or Virginia. These are like the things I've learned, these are what I've seen, and of course the advice I'm giving to others that would love to study at this university. And just wrap it up from there. So I'll start with the way of course our names appear on my own end. So Abiba, you go first, followed by Bobby, followed by Fola, followed by Victoria, and then so of course as others get to join in, we get to also allow them, of course, do their intro. So like I said before, you just follow your name, you tell us the country you're connecting from at the moment, the school you're in because you're studying your class, if it's class of 2025 or class of 2026, which is going to be here, of course you get to graduate. Then in a nutshell, you just tell us how that experience so far has been, studying in either Harvard or Denver or Carleton or Virginia where you are, and what advice you have for those that are aspiring to the same pathway you've already taken or you're currently undertaking in the US and Canada at the moment. So I believe that I'll hand over my mic to you. Please, I would appreciate for every one of us to put on our videos when it gets our turn to that presentation. We're trying to showcase this to the world, as part of the results we have in terms of families we supported in the past. So it's quite important that they're able to put a name to a face, because when people see your name and your video, they obviously need to link to verify if they are like legit or if they are like authentic or if they are like a real human. So I would appreciate, of course, putting on our videos to the Lord speak at that point in time. So I do that. I will hand over to you, and of course you have the floor. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's so good to be here today. Thank you for this opportunity. So my name is Abiba Toki. I'm connecting from Canada. I'm currently a graduate student of Applied Business Analytics at Carleton University in Ottawa. So the program, it's been an exciting experience, actually. Yeah, and it's kind of rigorous, I must say. It's not an easy ride, but we are coping well. So there are different kind of opportunities, like for my school. And in my faculty, like we have this program, we have an innovation hub where you can get to work on your business idea. For example, if you have a business idea, it's like an ideation hub where you're going to be trained, you get the opportunity to network with mentors and all that stuff. And by the end of that program, you can have access to some kind of fund to start up your business at the end of the day. And there are also like leadership development programs. Like I just concluded one in March. It was a leadership development program, which I signed up for, and it's paid. So it was the department that paid for it. It's like three major schools here in Ottawa: Carleton, University of Ottawa, and Algonquin College. So those are the three schools that they pick candidates from. So when you apply, they go through and then they select people. So they select 30 people and they share it among those three schools. So that's like 10 from each school. So I was privileged to be among those that were selected, and we graduated in March. So the program ran from January till March. So through that program, I've also been able to establish some kind of networking with people in my field, even in other fields, in other schools, you meet and all that. So it was a very exciting experience for me. And then right now, there's also another scholarship program, which I just got from Data Camp. So because, I'm into analytics and there are a lot of things that you have to keep up with in tech. So I just got that offer on Friday. Yes. So this new week now, I believe subsequent emails will start coming in on how to get into the platform and all that. So there are different pathways for that scholarship. There's one for data analytics with Python, data analytics with R, with SQL and all that. So I selected the one for SQL, and so I got that offer as well. So there are various opportunities here as regards to, networking, and if you're really keen on developing yourself compared to what we have back in Nigeria, where you don't have access to all of these things and all that. So there are different opportunities. Like the courses I'm taking now, there's a particular course in, it's about cross-border businesses, how you can be in Canada and, have a business back home in Nigeria or online, where it will be like a platform for people to, carry out their services. People back home will be able to connect with those in Canada and all that. So everything will be online. And for that as well, if you're able to pitch your idea very well, the professor is ready to give you $8,000 to start with your business idea. So there are different opportunities. And also in my school, like every 2 weeks, you have access to food hamper as a graduate student, both graduate and undergraduate. So
Are you
you can,
serious? Ah,
yes.
wow.
So you can always, once in 2 weeks, you can always go to the graduate student affairs, the department. They have an office. So you can always go there and pick up your hamper. So there are lots of opportunities, but one thing I've come to realize is, depending on how individual differences and situations anyway, so I'm not judging anyone. Some people don't take advantage of these opportunities because, they are busy with, we want to make the money and all that. But I'm very intentional about my studying. Even before I got here, I'm somebody that is always looking for one thing to learn, something new to do and all that. So, and it has really helped me because I'm very, very intentional in taking advantage of every opportunity that comes my way, as long as it doesn't require me paying or whatever. If it is free, and I know it will add to me intellectually and also in my career, I'm always going for it. So if it's a scholarship or whatever, I will apply. The worst thing that can happen is a no. So, but I'm always very optimistic. So you see me applying for things and it always comes positive anyway. So it's just been
So
awesome. Yeah.
just to wrap up, and of course, I'm going to crack a joke, Abiba. Of course, as students, it's expected that when, of course, you go to school abroad, we're supposed to like become lean and thin. That's like the thinking in Nigeria. But just like
Okay.
you are fresher, chubbier, and of course, our
Yes.
capacity
So
to know you very well. So kudos on that. So final advice for folks that are aspiring to come study at universities like Houghton University in Ottawa, where you are.
okay.
What the fuck would be your advice for people like that? I remember you said that your admission was 3 years plus to come in. So what would be your advice to folks looking to study, in Houghton University or in
Okay.
Ottawa or in Toronto as a whole?
Okay. So my advice would be that it's not a walk in the park. That's the first thing. You definitely have to know that you're coming here not to, oh, yes, you're going to experience that initial stage of, wow, I'm now abroad, I'm now this, I'm now that. But after all is said and done, you really need to know that it's not an easy journey. Like my first term was like, it was a period where I really had to, do a lot of adjustments, and it's not easy. So have it at the back of your mind that, fine, opportunities are bound, but at the same time, you really need to put in the work for you to be able to fit into the system and all that. And then be very open-minded. There are a lot of things that are different here from where we are coming from. The culture is different, the way people talk, interacting with people and all that. You're going to meet people from different backgrounds and experiences. But the beauty of it is that you should be able to key into their experience, because one way or the other, we all have one or two things to learn from each other. That's the thing. Even if you feel, oh, where I'm coming from, I really don't, what do I have? You have a lot to offer. Don't downplay your experience in life for anything. When you come here, you'll be surprised that what you feel, oh, it's irrelevant and all that. Some people don't even have it. So when you get here, be open-minded, be ready to unlearn some things and also relearn some other things. So that's just the two basic things I'll say. Like, no, it's not a walk in the park. Be ready to put in the work and also be open-minded to learn from others as well.
Okay. So just to reiterate what you said, learn that because it's not a walk in the park, be open-minded and of your own experiences, because not everybody across the world knows it all. We all come at a different perspective. So I thank you very much, Abiba. So I want to move on to the afternoon system because you're currently at work. So Bobby, you have the floor. You advise for African organizations. Bobby, I think you can hear me now. Eh? Okay, Bobby, you need to unmute yourself, just in case you can hear me. You need to unmute yourself, just in case you can hear me. Okay, so I guess if Bobby is not available, Fola, we'll just move on straight to you. So, Fola, please, you have the floor.
Okay, everyone. I hope I am audible enough and you can all see my face. So Helda, good to see you again. Hello, Okpayemi. Hello, Ogene. Abiba, nice seeing you. You're welcome. So my name is Fola Ibinola. I came in here to Canada just last year 2023. I used to be a design engineer back at home in Nigeria. Now I decided to transit into management. So I'm currently studying project management with a concentration in construction management right here in Northeastern University, Toronto, Canada. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm currently in my second quarter. Yeah, I just ran it up with my second quarter, going to my third quarter. And of course, I'm closer to graduating than I was just last year. So the journey thus far, it's been interesting. It's been a mixed one. Transiting from a technical background where I used to know the technical aspect of engineering, of projects, now into the management aspect, where I'm learning how to manage scope, how to manage scheduling, how to put in budget, resources, and even how to deal with stakeholders in projects. It's been challenging and it's been interesting at the same time. And then the workload at Northeastern University can be very overwhelming right here. The kind of things that they made it go through, the assignments, the research work, presentations could keep you all week occupied. Even if you have maybe about 2 or 3 times to go to the classroom, the rest of other work that will come thereafter can keep you if you really want to keep up to what you were supposed to do as a student. So it's engaging in that aspect, and it's been brilliant thus far. Then at Northeastern University, I've been having a lot of exposure to the industry as it is. Thanks to the school, there's been a lot of events that takes you through resources that's available, that takes through to you meeting with stakeholder or industry outside there, where you have to network, where you have to plant your pitch, where you have to sell your ideas to a lot of people who are already the big guns in the outside world in there. So that's what it takes. I can remember just last month, we had a global village celebration. And then I was there to even give a speech about the interesting things about South Africa here. And trust me, a lot of people don't even know what is there in South Africa. But that with that little knowledge I was able to share, a lot of people are much more like interested in, okay, let's get to find out what South Africa is going to be. So it's been an interesting thing. And then Northeastern University is just not about the classroom work. There are opportunities for tourism as well. I can remember the school organized an ice skating and also a visit to the Ripley Aquarium at the downtown of Toronto itself. And it'd be wonderful, interesting. We don't even get to see that there are so many species under the water. There's so many things that we do not know about. You not only have to read about it, you have to see them live, that these species exist in the deepest part of the water. So it's one of those exciting moments I really enjoy at Northeastern University. And of course, I attended a conference last month. It was organized by Northeastern University. And there was this there was this lecture that came to us that there is currently about $120 million grant available for Black women in business. And sadly enough, just only $20 million of this have been assessed thus far. Then the remaining $100 million is up for grab. And they were calling on a lot of Black women, even students inclusive, to come over with their ideas, to come over with their business plan, to get themselves pitched and be able to take a lot of this money for themselves. It's there for them to take, but no one is coming up. Every business idea, if you can sell it and it can make sense to them, you have a $25,000 grant given unto you for you to start. And I thank God I have a lot of, even some ProconnectPAY scholars too, who are right here in downtown, in this Northeastern University. They're already beginning to sell their ideas. They're already teaming up on how to go about that. That is what Northeastern University can give unto you. So it's been interesting thus far. And of course, there's these resources that came up. Just this month, the school organized an experiential trek down to Toronto Transit Commission. Toronto Transit Commission is the third largest transportation system in North America. I was able to meet with the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Leary, and he walked me through on a lot of things, how their plants, their buses, their railway system are being assembled right in there. This guy, they are up to a lot of amazing something in there. And guess what? I was able to pitch my 10, and I think I'll be starting on a course program with them by September this year. So it's an interesting thing. I can't really wait to get started, and then my learning continues from there. So it's been wonderful thus far. And
awesome. I love the fact that you share those personal experiences, and of course getting to see the practical aspect of your course as it were. So can you just give like a wrap in terms of advice, for fellow Nigerians, fellow Africans, looking to take on the same, course, attend the same school, and which is this, So what's kind of what for people aspiring to be students?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Helda. A lot of people are coming behind. They don't know much about what these schools or Canada can offer them. And most of what is written in their mind is, I want to jump out to Canada. You should get above that. When I first came down to this place, one of my first targets is this global education, this global certification. By the grace of God, I'll be able to use Northeastern to integrate into registering for my project management professional exam. And of course, I have a lot of access to the materials free of charge, preparing me by the time I'm going to round up with this right now, I'm going to be enrolling for my professional exam in project management. So if you're coming behind, please have it at the bottom of your mind that the global education is very important. The global education here, it exposes you to a lot of things. It's not as maybe the kind of the one we find in our classroom down back home. This one is a real life practical, and of course, try to participate and take the benefit therein. You don't just come and say, okay, it's for the grade. No, it's beyond the classroom. It's for you networking, knowing people that matter most, knowing what to do, how to get your ideas and sell it to those who are there to fund you, to give you the platform it takes for you to rise. So that is it. So please, Canada is interesting. And another thing is this fact that this is Toronto. Northeastern University in Toronto, it's not easy. We have a lot of people, a lot of other professionals. The best of other countries are right here in Canada in this Toronto. So you have a lot to do to compete with them. In terms of technology, they are there. So, and as much as we're competing, you are also learning, making impact. So please do not throw that away. Come with readiness. Come with open mind that, okay, there are a lot of new things for me to grab in here. So Northeastern University is a place to come in Toronto. So I look forward to seeing as many ProconnectPAY scholars right there, even before I graduate or after I graduate, for us to exchange ideas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And I can assure you that there are a lot of Northeastern bound candidates that will resume this fall, because we've had a lot of folks that are successfully getting their admissions to the university. So thank you very much for that. So Victoria, I want to jump into you quickly. Victoria, I don't know if you are there. So if you're there, please, you can just put on a video and
Hi,
you have the
Elder.
floor. Yeah.
Hi, Elder. I'm not sure what time it is there, but good afternoon or good evening, rather. I'm sorry I wouldn't be able to put on my video. I'm about to step in for my learning team. Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria. I'm currently a first-year student at the Loudoun School of Business, University of Virginia. I got into the US last year, July. I'm studying a 2-year full-time MBA studies, and I'm here on a full scholarship, the Barton Entrepreneur Scholarship. So far, having like going through an MBA has been very intensive. There are a lot of opportunities that are bound, and an MBA is like the quickest way to kind of like pivot your career or elevate your career. It is also one of the quickest ways to either pivot into consulting, investment banking, tech, and all kind of like management roles, LDPs, operations management, but you just know that you have to be ready to do the work. Here at Dadin, the Nigerian community is a lot. We recently had our double week just this past week, and it was really explosive. So there's like a huge Nigerian and African community here, and it's always so great to see that support. Everybody here is just willing to see you succeed. There are lots of opportunities. There are second-year scholarships that are available for everyone. When you first get into Darden, so you're put into learning teams. It's like a group of 7 or 6, depending on how many you are in your team. So with this team you get to go through all your courses for your core year, which is first year, where you're taught courses in finance, operation, accounting, GEM, which is economics, and all kind of like intensive business courses basically. And you get to meet every Sunday, sometimes around 4 p.m., depending on when you guys want to meet. And so, because it's a case study learning environment, so you don't come into class and then your lecturer teaches you. You guys have to actually have a discussion based on like the cases that you have gone through with your learning team. So it just prepares you for the business world to be able to take up space wherever you are, to be able to use your voices and to be able to communicate effectively with the business people. And it's very intensive, extremely intensive. At that in here, you really do not have the time to like take up extra work or anything, because you're literally in class Monday to Fridays, like morning to sometimes. Sometimes you don't get to the school by 8. And why this is so is because you're expected to take up a 3-month internship immediately after your first year. Just like Abiba said, when she first spoke, it's called the CPT. So it's because you're expected to take up that 3-month internship, and they prepare you for this internship in the sense that, and the good thing about coming to a highly ranked school like that is these opportunities are brought to you. So most times during your first year, as you're taking core classes, they're organizing recruiting events, they're organizing company briefings. So these companies come to school to recruit you. McKinsey, Bain, BCG, Morgan Stanley, Barclays, they all come to school. So they have like a quota that they recruit from that in. So they have all these recruiting events, mixers, networking events, company briefings that they do in school. So these people literally come to your doorstep. So it's left to you to now network, put in the work, and then make those connections and show yourself. And then that way you get an interview, right? I mean, we literally have all these people come to school, UPS, Amazon, name the industry, big farm, corporate finance, LDPs, management, operations, Uber, they all come to Darden to recruit. So they've literally kind of like don't have to work for you where you don't need to go searching for these people. They come to school. So it's there for you to now do the work and shine. Make sure you network effectively, get all your interview invites, as many as you can be, go into those interviews and then shine. So that way, when summer comes around, you have your offers and then you pick whichever one works for you, or whichever career line you feel like you want to go into, and then it's just easier. So I have a lot of friends heading to Seattle, New York for summer, which is supposed to be in June. So you have these offers, and then so that because they know that these 3 months is strictly for you to be able to do an internship, that you're not allowed to work like during school hours, even if you have to work, is really time consuming. Like your school is already time consuming and you do not have time to take up extra work outside. And then there are also case competitions with other schools, other business schools like Yale Wharton, Rice. So you have the chance to like connect with people, other international students or domestic students in your school, form a group, and then you win all these case competitions. And like there are lots of case competitions that are abound, and people in my school are constantly winning this competition, and it just helps to also boost your profile as well as give you extra money in your pocket. There's also the National Black MBA. It's for Black students, not just Black American students, but also international Black students, international African students, and it's held every I think July. I think we went for it last year. Okay, no, August. So it's also a place to like where you can do early recruiting. And for Darden provides accommodation for us. Last year it was held in Philly. So we all went, they provided accommodation. We're able to connect to companies before they even came to school. So that way you're just building your network, trying to stay connected to people on LinkedIn, networking with people that in your target companies. And this year is going to be held in DC. I'm also on the DABO board this year and the BBSC board this year. So I'm going to be working closely to be able to make sure that Nigerian students get an opportunity to be able to shine. And then there are lots of opportunities that abound in the US. Honestly, just put your mind and know that you need to be ready to do the work, because you're not going to get these opportunities if you don't do the work. There are lots of extremely important scholarships too, and even ones that can get you to the US. All you need to do is put in the work, make sure you shine, and then grab these opportunities and make good use of these opportunities.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Like that's like what you call information. I probably don't say like excellent information, Victoria. And to think that, of course, you're in business school, which is I think ranked as one of the top 10 MBAs in the world, and of course in the US, but like the Ivy League of business schools. And just to give a little background to Victoria's story. When Victoria came to us, I remember in 2022, right? We had the conversation, okay, what are the options that were available? And, I remember the Victoria said, that, okay, I'm also looking at, not just wanting to probably take a loan. I would probably want to get scholarship, even if it's partial scholarship. And lo and behold, Victoria wrote, the GRE exam, to prepare that statement of purpose, applied to about 5 schools. And I'm not popping you up here, but Victoria got scholarship in 5 business schools. So she had to make a choice on, of course, which of the scholarships to select. Fully funded scholarships in 5 schools across the US, top rated, schools. And of course, she went for that, and it's obvious, you can hear a testimony of the value of the MBA and of course the education she's currently getting. So we can't even wait, of course, for the aftermath of that education as it were. So Victoria, kudos. Like I'm super excited, by all of what you shared, and of course I look forward to connecting with you in Darden later this year for when I come to the US. So to conclude, Victoria, what would be your advice for Africans, Nigerians looking to also acquire a global education just like you? And what's your advice for you back home?
Yeah, like I would say, do your research. You have to be willing to do your research yourself. ProConnect is there to guide you, but they cannot exactly do all the in-depth research for you. Do your research, just like Elder said. I actually applied to 10 schools. I wasn't willing to put my egg in one basket. I knew that I wanted this. So do your research, apply to the way I did it was I categorized my schools into 3, like my top 4 schools, then that were really top ranking, that were T15 schools. Then I also did T25 schools. Then I had schools that were like my how I put it, my I'll use a Nigerian statement, as bad as the bad, that I would definitely get into this school. So those were low ranking schools that I knew that I had a great profile, like regardless of anything, I was going to get into those schools. So they were like my last basket schools. So do your research. There's a lot of information on the internet. To be honest, don't be lazy. Do your research as much as possible. You will find schools that will waive application fees for you. Don't say, oh, this is a stumbling block. You're always going to find ways around all those things. If you have to attend webinars, if you have to write them. And the thing with people here is they're really direct. All you have to do is ask. The least that they're going to tell you is no. or they would direct it to someone else that can handle your inquiry. So be direct, send out emails, obviously be polite, and when you're sending out those emails. So do your research, be ready to put in the work. You're not going to come here and then be lazy. You have to actually put in the work. I mean, last year there was a Nigeria that got consulting offers from McKinsey, Bain, and BCG. If you've heard about MBP, you know what that is. I have a lot of my friends this year going to either Morgan Stanley, going to Barclays, and they have extra scholarship fellowship of over like 75K. And maybe these are people that actually took loans in their first year. Now they do not have to take loans in their second year. Why? Because they've gotten this fellowship from those banks that will be able to cover their second year and still leave them with a stipend. Do you understand? So you have to be able to research as much as possible. There's a wealth of information out there that is just waiting to be found. Like Fola said, imagine about the grants for Black women that nobody really knows about. And it's just there, lying fallow basically, until people can actually take up the chance to, apply for those grants. And as much as people apply to the UN to, volunteer for them, beef up your profile, research, and be willing to do the work. That is exactly what I'm going to say.
Thank you very much, Victoria. I think this has been an excellent insight, excellent advice. Thank you, Abiba. Thank you, Fola. Thank you, Victoria. So I'll move on to my next candidate, Mayor. So I guess after Mayor, we go to Gabriel. I think Gabriel just connected now. So Mayor, please, you have the floor. If you can put on your video, Mayor, I would appreciate, of course, you putting on your video.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mayor. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. I don't know what to say, but I'm so excited. I mean, I've been listening to everybody. I'm like, everybody's having a nice time. What am I going to say? I mean, they've said everything, right? But first off, I have to really be grateful for this platform. I mean, Elder, I don't know how to start, but thank you. I know how we started this journey and how everything panned out. And I just want to say I'm really grateful to have come this far. I'm in Valparaiso University. I'm getting an MBA right now, and this is my last semester basically. And I finished my in-class work earlier in the semester last month, and I'm currently on internship right now. So internship is just like the last thing I'm going to do before I graduate in May. So, and the journey has really been amazing. And the first thing I want to say is, when I started my program last year, I know I gained admission to this school under management. So, but when I got here, I just told myself that management will not get me what I need. I just needed something more. I needed a new terrain, like something that will expose me to something that I've never known. I mean, yeah, management is okay. It's just general MBA, but I needed something, to challenge me. So I opted for analytics, MBA analytics. So, and that's what I've been doing. I started taking all those classes, and it exposed me to a whole lot. I mean, that's like the tech side of MBA, and coming from a place where I didn't really have this background in tech and whatever. But then right now I'm interested, and then it has exposed me to a lot of things. I'm able to, use some softwares. I'm able to analyze businesses. There are so many things I've learned right now in this course that's, has made me excited. I mean, I wouldn't have felt more fulfilled if I imagine if I didn't take on this particular aspect of MBA. And for this school, they are really good. They have really nice professors willing to help you at all times. I've met people that I feel that they are too excellent in what they do. The professors here are just, I don't know, they have in-depth experience in what they do, and they bring in, these people that they've lived a life outside academics, and then they have come in with their wealth of experience to tell us what happens in the workplace. So, and then they help us also. I mean, practically every MBA class or every MBA school, usually use case studies to teach. I mean, what can you do without case studies? Case studies are just like life projects. They are life scenarios that happen. So they just throw it in for you. So what we do is, I mean, we're not Harvard, but we use Harvard case studies really to learn. So what happens is basically it's practical. They tell you to go get the case studies. They give you the case studies. Basically, you go study it, and then you come to class and you have an in-depth discussion. And then they will also avail you the opportunities to practicalize those things that you've learned in terms of engagements. So, for instance, my last project before I finished my class was we needed to go to like local business around this city to interview their CEOs and those in operations management departments. So we went out to interview all those people, and then we needed to find out how they run their businesses. And it also gave us an in-depth idea of what we've been learning in class. It's not just to sit down and learn. You go out and see how these things work. And that was like, it was really explosive because we got the opportunity to see how things are run behind the scene. It's not just what you see outside. You go to the mall, you go to Walmart, you go to Target and all those places. No, it's not just enough. When you see what happens behind, when you go to an eatery to sit down, you don't know what people do behind. So, but right now, I know what is obtainable. I know how people run their businesses. I know what it means to the time you have to wait as a customer. Basically management, how things work is so practical, right? And it kind of makes sense to me. And then my internship right now also is on analytics, and I'm able to use what I've learned in class, some softwares that we use, to analyze the businesses right now. That's what I'm using now to work for the company. And it's kind of like something that I love. I just love knowing that I'm putting those things in practice. It feels so good. And then I also got exposed to entrepreneurship part of this whole MBA thing. Regardless of the fact that I'm taking my analytics, I got a job on the campus the first time I came here, and then I worked under the dean of faculty for a while, and then he pushed me to the entrepreneurship side. So he wanted me to work with the director of entrepreneurship. And during my summer last year, I worked with this guy, and we planned the whole program. Like, he basically made me like do the whole work. So we had this entrepreneurship thing that we planned. We hosted different high schools, about 5 of them here in this city, and then we needed to let this, like, we organized and we got people like businesses around the world that are doing well. Their CEOs, those are also that attended Valpo in the past, they came in and spoke to these guys. So it was more like these guys coming to pitch their ideas, to be able to, when they pitch their ideas, they give them money, set them up and then train them and all that. So, and then I was part of that organization, and it was really, really, really amazing. We had that program just last semester, and it turned out so good. In essence, like, since I got here, I've had to like experience a lot of deep things that I don't even know how to say it. But I mean, displaying out, even my internship right now is as a result of my connection with my professor, because I mean, that's the quickest way to get something. Sometimes you apply for something and then on your own, you may not be able to get it at the time, but through networking, I mean, that's just like one of the quickest ways to get something. You speak to someone already knows your character, your abilities, and then person will put in words for you. That's one thing I didn't close my mouth. When I got here, I started opening my mouth. I started putting myself out there. If you cannot dull, that's one thing I'll tell you. You can't. You can't even, because the competition is so high that you are coming from a disadvantaged background. That's the truth of the matter. No matter how you look at it, that's what it means. But you have to tell yourself that as I'm here. I just want to make the good out of it. So I told myself that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that people see me out there. I'm going to put I started joining organizations. In fact, I'm representing my college in the entire school. So we have this organization that's going on. Like, for every college, they have a rep. I'm the one repping my college, and then I'm bringing ideas. I'm telling them. In fact, I also was able to bring in ideas that they've implemented in the school right now. In terms of accommodation for international students and everything. So It's just for me to make sure I have something I contribute. And then they see me. My professors, they still call me up until now, even though I don't have classes again. I don't have classes with them, but they still want me to be around. They want me to, they're asking me, what's going on? What are you doing? What's going on? You know, because I made sure I was in their faces. I got a job as an assistant to the college dean, and I had to work with almost all my professors. So they knew I had an office on the same floor with them. So they knew me, they knew my office every time I was seeing them, and then it made things so easy for me, you know. So this is an opportunity that everyone needs to have. And once you have it, you shouldn't just misuse it. It's there. And I mean, what the difference between you and the next person is how you make what you make out of the opportunity you're being given. But the opportunity is given to everybody. Once you get it, what makes the difference is what you do out of it. So, I mean, it's just to encourage everyone that intend to come in here or that is already here. It's just to encourage you to know what you want to do. Because for me, there is no bad school really. For a school to be a school in the US, for a school to be a school in the US, they must have passed through the basic requirements. And once they pass that basic requirements, every other thing means that it's standard. So once you get into any school, it's left for you to make something out of that school. So regardless of the fact whether you're in Yale, whether you are in Harvard, wherever you are, UCL, wherever you are, the thing is make something out of you're already in that space, and you have opportunity like every other person. So thank you for the opportunity.
Wow, Mayor, this excellent, man. Like excellent perspective, excellent lessons, excellent insights. So just to wrap up, Mayor, what will be your advice, of course, to Africans, Nigerians, looking to take up the same opportunity you currently have access? There's a final word for them.
Yeah. So my final word really will be know what you want, right? First of all, sometimes you may not know what you want exactly, but just once you identify what the area you want, just focus on it, and don't be boxed in a corner. There are so many things. You may come here and change your mind the following day, and once you come and see other opportunities, it's okay to jump into the opportunity. That's the thing. So just like someone said, have an open mind, and that's one thing you should know. Have an open mind once you come. Look out for opportunities and make the best out of it. That's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We certainly appreciate your time and for sharing out the lessons we've learned so far at Parashu University, where of course we did graduating from this fall 2024. So Gabriel was the one that gave the example earlier that got in what we call the CPT. So Gabriel, please, you have the floor, and of course the way we go is you tell us the name, the school you are in, the course you're studying, then of course the lessons, insights you've gotten so far studying on campus. You don't want to pop up by giving that final word of advice to Africans and Nigerians that are also wanting to take on the same opportunity you currently are on. So Gabriel, we have the floor. Thank you. So you can also put on a video if you don't mind, so I can just showcase.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel. I'm at the University of Denver, and I'm studying IT, information technology, with a concentration in project management. It's a master's degree course as well. I got here last year, March last year, just about a year now. The journey has, for me, it has been smooth. I give thanks to God, honestly. When I got here, I didn't know anybody. I'm sure that's the case for a lot of people too. But it's all about, like Mayor just said, networking, connections, talk to people. Here, a closed mouth is like a closed destiny. If you're not going after it, if you're not putting yourself out there, things will be harder for you. There are many times here that, just because you just told somebody that this is what I'm going through, you even get more than you're expecting. But if you just say, what, let me try and find my own way, let me see how I can, only you'll be there trying to push the rock up the hill. It's not, you won't be moving. So I got here in March last year. I went to the Redeemed Church close by that was closest to the university, and they've all been good people. I met the pastor. I met other students as well. So that's how I managed to meet other Nigerians, because what I later found out was here in Denver, the majority of the population is Caucasian. About 56% Caucasians, 20% Latinos, and only like 4 or 5% are black. So black people are rare here. Africans, they have their own communities across, but when you come in, you feel like oof, overwhelmed and trying to get things moving. And if you don't have anybody there to really explain to you how things are done, it's actually a bit of that first time is actually tough. So I went to the Redeemed Church close by and I got a lot of help. So when I started classes, everything was fine. I spoke with my academic advisor and enrollment officer. Everybody has been so nice. Everybody has been so good. The University of Denver has a lot of, grants, fundings, assistance that you can tap into, but you have to search, you have to find out. And if somebody tells you, sometimes you don't even know that thing is there until you hear it from somebody's mouth. You say, oh, really? And you go and apply as well, and then you get it as well. And you're like, wow, this is great. So that has been the case for me. In terms of classes and studying, so my course is under University College. That's a department. So they have engineering, they have business school, and other schools. But my own specific school department in the university is University College. Now, University College was designed for people who are already professionals and they are working. So classes are held in the evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So people finish from work and they come and take classes. So in your class, there are experts already, people who are working in the field. Those are the people in your class. These are not people that are coming to learn with you. So a lot of the time, it's an opportunity for you to network with them, connect with them. And also, the teachers in that department, most of them too, are still in the field. They're actually working in the field. They have left office and come to class, come and teach you that evening. So you network with them, you connect with them. And that has been good for me. So what I do is once I finish a quarter and you've gotten your final grades, presentation went well, I reach out to the professor on LinkedIn and I tell them to leave a recommendation on my LinkedIn profile. And the professor will, oh, wow, no problem, I'll do that for you. And next you know, he has left a recommendation on your LinkedIn profile. This is like a man who is working in the field, is highly certified. People are seeking his consultancy and he's leaving a recommendation on your LinkedIn profile. So that's what I've done. So it's one of my lecturers I had. He has one of the top certification in cybersecurity, CISSP. And the cool thing with that certification in cybersecurity is that the institution guarantees 100% employment. So if he loses his job today, the institution will go and find him a job immediately to maintain that standard. So that's the level that guy is. And I had a great time in his class. And after the class, I messaged him and said, sir, please leave a recommendation on my profile. No problem. He dropped a recommendation about Gabriel is this, he's doing this, he's doing that. So that's what I've also been doing. So I've been building my LinkedIn profile, my networking profile, and also follow up in class. In class, you want to engage and discuss things because you're also with other experts and you learn from them as well, which has been good. And that's what I liked about this University College and University of Denver. And because classes are in the evening, during the daytime, you can you get a job, you're working, and you can study and properly focus on what you came here for. One other thing is the university, gives, they invite, they have this career fair, so they invite people and companies to come and hire. Although I've heard people complain that the companies coming are not something that can help a lot, so most of them look out for undergraduate students. And when you come there as a graduate student, you're international, and you have you're going to need like an OPT or something like that. So then we're like, okay, not this period, maybe next fair. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for this position, but that should not deter you. I always go for these career fairs, talk to them, see what they're actually looking out for in the industry, and see how I can package myself towards that as well. And I've been doing that too. So what I've sort of focused on, as well as maintaining my grade, is professional wise, being like a professional, an expert in your field of study. And that's has been helping me so far. So during that extra time I have, that since classes are at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., I also take online courses, get online certifications, because I've noticed also here, they look out for those things. Have this certification, and it's also very good. So I'm backing up what I'm studying with what I'm backing up what I'm studying with online courses as well. Now, when it comes to job and working on campus and keeping yourself have something coming in, I was lucky to get a job on campus, which I've been used to support myself. I did that for about a year. I think it's been 8 months now. I've been doing that job, and the thing was that the job offered tuition waiver, as well as you have all the full benefits, health insurance, and everything. So I've been doing that, and it was helping me. And while I was studying and everything, I was always keep searching for other jobs, and I came across a job that's linked with what I'm studying. So I applied. Now, what helped me too was that because I've been taking those online courses in my field of study, I was able to know what they were looking for, because I've been developing myself over the past few months. And I had the interview and I got the job. Now, because as an international student, you're only allowed 20 hours a week. The other job I was doing was already 20 hours a week with tuition waiver. If I leave that job, I lose tuition waiver. So I was stuck in between. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I can't lose the job. But remember, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So as they hired me, I explained to them that this is my current situation. Before I knew it, the senior director of that department reached out to International Student Services, and they advised her that the best option is to give me CPT, internship. And she was like, great, let's proceed with that. I applied, they authorized my CPT. So now I'm doing CPT and I'm keeping my 2 jobs for my tuition waiver. And that has been keeping me. So that is how things are here. If I had been saying, what do I do? What do I do? And then trying to see what, I would have lost it. But because I just reached out to say, what's the options here? Because I was even offering them another option. Maybe I can do it as a volunteer. I don't mind. But she was like, no, let's try this first and see, and that's how that door opened. And now I'm doing both jobs and I'm studying and working. Another thing too is, again, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. While I was studying, like my course now, because it's information technology with concentration on project management, I started to feel like, because the IT classes I was taking, right from time, I've always loved IT, tech, and all these things. But you know how Nigerian parents are now. They made me study chemical engineering. I graduated, I did fine, but I've always wanted to study IT. And I'm good at computer, I build computers and everything in my spare time. So I felt that I still don't have that core education in IT. But the classes they were giving me here touches like on the surface of some things. And I reached out to the enrollment director, who was formerly my academic advisor, and I told her, I said, the IT classes we're having here is not giving me all that I need. Is there any options? Is there a way I can get IT certifications and everything? And she said, okay, she will reach out to me. Let her reach out to the academic director. After a few weeks, she got back to me that there's this company called Goodwill. They're offering free IT training, and at the end of it, they'll pay for you to take the certification exam and get certified in IT. This is their link. Reach out to them and apply so that you're doing it. Thank you so much. I applied to it. As I passed the entry exam, scored like 70%, which they needed like 40% to enter. I scored 70%. And she was like, oh, that's good. I started it. So on Saturdays now, I have IT training. I'm doing 2 jobs, taking 2 classes, an internship. So all these things now is just about asking somebody, speaking to somebody, reaching out, and doors will just open. And if you are intentional on what you want and you are going for it, you can continue to build yourself and be good in what you are doing. As long as you can show that you can become an expert in that, that's your field, doors will open. Because some people say things like, "Oh, they only accept white people," or this. No, 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 no. That mindset is very dangerous. If you are very good at what you do, in fact, that's the first thing they look at. So that has been helpful to me. It has been very good to me. So my advice to anyone coming to Denver or University of Denver is always be in search of opportunities, always look out and be intentional on what you want. It's very important. Be intentional on what you want and be a go-getter. If you sit back and just expect things to fall in places or fall in your hand, it won't come easy. You have to step up, go out take the adventure, and see how the worst that can happen is they tell you no or tell you it can't happen. Or that's the worst. Nothing, you won't die. Nothing will happen. You just have to try it. Ask first. Find out. No, always in search of new knowledge and opportunities, and it will just keep working out. That has been my experience for me. Some people, I've heard people that say, "You're so lucky." I know people that have gotten here and they haven't found it that smooth. But for me, that's the experience I've had, and I'm grateful to everybody that assisted me. And I'm grateful to ProConnect as well. And I just thank God for everything. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Gabriel, are you done?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, yes. I'm done.
Okay, my apologies. My network ran out on me, like Nigeria. So, Gabriel, thanks very much. In fact, you only gave me the surface version of, the story around CPT. Hearing the field version, like, wow. And of course, I really hope that, members of the public that get to watch this video in future. Sorry, so I actually assumed you have resumed US, but Okwemi just told me that you are actually still in Nigeria, but of course, you'll be resuming later this quarter. So what I will do is I will just allow Anosike Emeka to speak now. Then of course, once it's done, you just give us just a general intro on yourself, because you obviously not be able to speak to your experience here because you're still in Nigeria looking to resume abroad. So Anosike Emeka, if you are there, please, you can just put on your video. Take on the same, let's say, format of introduction that every other person of course has taken here today. So you can put on your video, and of course, just tell us your name, the country you are in, the school you are in, the course you are studying, the lessons you've learned so far, and more importantly, what advice you have for those in Africa that want to take on the same journey you currently are undertaking abroad. So you have the floor, Emeka.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. It's still afternoon here.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Okay, loud and clear.
Okay. My name is Anosike Chukwuemeka. I'm from Nigeria, Imo State. I'm here in the University of Denver, here in Colorado. Yeah, as Gabriel just said, I know Gabriel so well. Yeah, we just left church a few hours ago. I saw him in church. Actually, I'm studying ICT with a concentration on project management. So this is my second quarter. I started over winter 2024. I arrived here in December, then I started classes in January. So far, so good. It's been a wonderful experience, if I should say. My first classes were actually awesome. At least I got an introduction and we did a very nice quarter. Everybody had to showcase what they have to offer and their own level of knowledge and everything. So it was quite awesome in our first class. And for me, generally, the University of Denver is a very interesting place to be here in the US. It's a very nice school. Most of the lecturers they have here are quite experienced and encouraging. One thing I like about most of the lecturers I've come across, they will make you do it. They will always encourage you to do it. Yeah, at least as a first student, when you make some assignments or submit some projects and there are little observations, they will highlight on them and also advise you on the way to do it right. So that by the time you do another one, you see yourself making it perfectly well. So that's one thing I like about most of the lecturers here. They will guide you and put you through to it. And the university environment is a very interesting place also. You have lots of job opportunities, just like I am. This is my second quarter. Back in my first quarter, I got a campus job I'm using to support myself. At least with that, you can actually assist yourself with it, combine with your classes and do it all. So one good thing also I would also like to say is when you stay in an environment like this, just like Gabriel said, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Don't always close your mouth, open up. I know how I've opened up to some people and I've gotten options of more applications to do, more things to do, which I know I'm working on now. So I feel once you open up to yourself and speak it out loud, definitely good things will come. And the one that suits you more will come. And another thing I would also like to say is once you're in an environment like this, I have a background in civil engineering, but I'm studying information communication with a concentration in project management. So having a background in civil engineering, I have a little knowledge in project management. And for the past two classes I've had, I know what I've offered to them, and I know how much that my lecturers appreciated that so much. Yeah. And in this quarter also, I have a class I'm doing now, and I know that we just got started. I know that as time goes on, we'll have to explore the course and make much observations and also apply so many things on it. So that's another thing I'll have to say. When you're in the University of Denver, it's a lovely environment. You learn new things almost every day. The mentality of they only like the they only like the whites, they only like giving things to themselves and all those things. No. It doesn't work here. Once you have it and you know how to do it, you will surely get it. That's one thing I've observed on my own. So you just need to work on yourself, build yourself, apply the best you can, put in yourself to work. You don't need to stress much on it. Just put in yourself to work, do the best and show them. You see them calling you. So that's one other thing I'll have to say. Gabriel said it all. For me, I don't really have much to say. At least I'm new in the environment and it's going well.
Exactly.
And it's going well. So
just to conclude, Emeka, so what would be your advice to Nigerians, Africans looking to take on this path you already are currently undertaking? What's just that final word of advice for people back home?
Okay, the final word of advice I'll give everybody just to encourage yourself. Don't get discouraged with anything. I know it's not easy in Nigeria. Yeah, the way I came here, even when they got my visa, when I got my visa approved, I got it approved and it was up to like 2 weeks. I've not even told the pay me. It was later I now remembered and told the pay. Ope started shouting. I was like, wow, are you serious? So one thing I just have to tell everybody is have this self-confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself that you can do it. Once you believe in yourself, you can do it. You will go out there, meet anybody, defend yourself, and just get going. So that's one good advice I'll give everybody. Believe in yourself. Believe in that thing you can actually offer to them, and you see yourself going. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much, Emeka. So, Baritori, I think for you, if you just give us, being that you've not resumed officially in the US yet, you are going to Worcester Polytechnic. So you can just tell us, just tell us the name, tell us the school you are going to, which I've mentioned, and the course you are going for. Then you can just give general advice you maybe 1 year, 6 exposure level. So, Baritore, we're using you, of course, to wrap up today. So just tell us, of course, your name, the course you are going for, and the school you are going to. Then, of course, just give that general advice for Africans, Nigerians wanting to take on a this opportunity that you currently, will be taking on later this quarter. So, Baritore, I don't know if you are there. You can unmute yourself and, of course, put on a video. So I'll just take up the session. Thank you. Okay, Baritore,
My
we can't
name
hear
is
you. Just in case you can hear
Baritore.
me. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So it's my pleasure, opportunity. I started the project about August last year, and by February of this year, my visa was ready. Incidentally, I was to resume for my program in the spring, starting January 10th of this year. But due to visa appointment delays in the US Embassy, I was unable to meet up with spring resumption, which session deferral, being that my program is not offered for summer. I was advised by my student success manager to defer to the next session, which is for fall. I'm going to the Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Worcester, Massachusetts. I am going to study aerospace engineering, MSc aerospace engineering. But my advice is going to be centered on how an average Nigerian, a student like me, can take advantage and continue to take advantage of what you are doing, which is huge. How common men, common people can seek not just the lure to travel abroad, but you know what you are doing, you know how you want to improve it, and how you want to better your future with your skill. Because world over is either you want to be a commoner or you want to be a change maker yourself. And when we talk of changing our stories, changing our family stories, and lifting people out of poverty, it's all about the concepts that you as a person, you imbibe. Nobody can actually help the next person except he is prepared with an agenda for his own self-salvation. So what you are doing is uncommon, it's unprecedented. Like until I met, I was going through the social media. It's like
Wait, can you hear him? Or am I the one having the network issues?
No, I can't.
Okay. I guess for those of us in Nigeria, well, we have to open our network news properly. Okay, Baritore, we lost you at the point where you said what ProconnectPAY is doing. I don't know if you can still hear me. Okay. I'm going to verify again. Am I still the one having network issues, or is the one having?
No, I can't hear him.
Okay, you can also not hear him clearly.
Maybe my network was bad. I
So
don't
just
know
wrap up. So maybe your video might just allow for clear audio. You can probably place your video, so you can just have
poor network. I think it's poor network.
okay. So so just try to wrap up now so that we are just going to for today.
So like I was saying, in my place of work, I've had to refer quite a lot of people because there are a lot of people that are qualified but don't have the information. So I have been within
Again.
poor network. I could see poor network. I was interrupted by poor network.
Okay. Okay, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
So, but we're having challenge with my phone's network, right?
Yes, it's on and off.
Okay. So, by the way, what we'll probably just do is after the meeting today, after the meeting now, we'll send a message on WhatsApp on how to do it and just do a recording on your own, on your phone and send to us. So when we're editing this video, we'll just edit your video into the continuing part of the session. I love the angle that teacher coming from and from what you were saying. So, but it looks like the both of us are in Nigeria and I'm going to just add the network frustration us, to play expert accent. Really past 9 p.m. So I want to start for today. So to everyone, of course, of our scholars that joined today's session, we totally appreciate you. We thank you. We know that, of course, we're busy, we're attending church today, so we're obviously still in church, still out there trying to navigate our way because we know that early afternoon, early evening, because we're just trying to get our lives moving on. Now, to members of the public, that we get to watch this video, the stories we share today is not one to just make mouths or boast, but it's one that should also inspire you. Like if these guys, were once in Africa and today they've resumed abroad, so it simply means that I can also acquire that global education. The key is to ensure that you keep on developing yourself, you keep on improving yourself, and you keep on looking opportunities to, be the best version of yourself, while of course pursuing that aspiration to acquire that global education in the US of Canada. As you watch this video, as you play the video, as we listen to all of the lessons and the insights that we share today, it's our hope that ProconnectPAY is also able to support you in the US of Canada. So thank you very much, everyone. You have a wonderful night rest. From Lagos, Nigeria, peace out, God bless us, and bye-bye.